Hello, my name is Rap. Welcome to my new video about void missions. Today I decided to go with Ember. I'll go with Ember Prime because it is the frame that I'm playing now, so I'm not going to change to the normal. The only difference between them is the polarized slots, so I'll go with the Grakata as my primary weapon. Uh, I'm gonna change my secondary because I'm still leveling the Twin Vipers. I was a big surprise with the Twin Vipers. I was expecting a different damage, so it practically identical to the normal ones. So as you see, the difference is very But this one already have mods. This is a lower valor, so I was expecting something oriented to puncture or slash to be different from the normal Twin Vipers, but they decided to only buff the impact, so they are practically the same weapon with only the different skins. I'll go with the Seer as my secondary weapon. I'm gonna change. I don't use melee much, but I'll go with the Orthos Prime. Oh. No, it's corrosive. This is showing electricity, but this is corrosive. It's another bug. Okay. Doesn't matter. What I'm going to play? I'm going to play a tower 3 capture. Okay. I think Ember now is more balanced as a frame because before the make changes in Ember, it was only orientated to damage and especially against infested. Now they, with the changes in her abilities, is a frame more entire. She can deal with the three factions the same way. Yeah, he still have fire that is work best against infested, but its second ability now have a use against all the three factions, especially against Grenade. When we reach a higher level, then it doesn't do damage like the older one, but it stuns the enemy, so I think it's more useful than the older. The older was useful only against the infested, and this one is useful against all the three factions. It still have lower impact against infested, but against Grenier and Corpus does it should what it should do. I know that Ember players from long time do not agree with me, but I see Ember now more balanced to play against Grenier and against Corpus. It's like I already said it many times. This game is not all about damage. Sometimes a utility ability it's more useful than a damage ability, because you reach a point that the damage comes flat. So, and the utility is usable until you can't stand in game anymore. So it doesn't come flat. It work in low level as in high level, and a damage ability only work well in low level enemies. In high level, you scratch the armor or the shields. So I think these last changes, especially in Volt in Ember, make them a frame to go at par with other ones, which is a good thing. Oh, the guy turned out invisible. Where did you go? And to be honest, I'm also expecting some changes in Valkyr, because Valkyr is another frame that depends from his 4 ability to stay alive, which I think it's, well, make a frame depend an ability to survive is just I don't know. I think some abilities of her should be reworked to be more protective to herself or to her teammates. Doesn't matter, but and this 4 ability is only useful because you can't take damage with the ability active. So, but the problem is if you run out of energy for some reason, and dealing with enemies that fire, like the Grineer or Corpse, you can see yourself in a very tough situation. So one thing that I think it's funny. The other day I was playing survival, and after some time, a player said to me, "Oh, you are the first Ember I see that doesn't use the number 4 ability very often." And I replied to him that I find her first and second ability much more useful than the 4 ability. So and at some point you can even use the 4 ability if you are not in cover, especially in maps like Phobos. Especially in maps like Phobos, that at some point you have so many Grineers around you that if you press for the time Ember need to activate the ability, they take you down very easily. Because this ability, this one, it stuns. If you have a ranged mod, it stuns the enemies around you, so give you time to pick up your weapon and take them down. And the older one, the only thing the ability did was damage. And it does a lot of damage to enemies that didn't have armor, so against these guys we're a little flat. So I think it was a good change. If people adapt to play with their abilities now, I think they will come to the same conclusion. But this got all about with the way we play with the frame. So, oh, the guy is running. and I don't have ammo in my primary weapon. Wow.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
I have to refill my energy because I don't have energy. I don't have energy, I don't have ammo in my primary weapon. I was talking and I didn't refill my ammo. But I'm going to find some spot to refill it. This is very annoying. This is the only thing annoying in this weapon, the Grakata, is you have to look at your ammo at all times, and I'm using the ammo mutation, but because the enemies didn't drop ammo, it is very annoying that if you don't look at your ammo, you may need the weapon and don't have ammo to help you out. But I'm very surprised with the Grakata. This one is fully modded, and playing against any faction, it is very effective, and it's probably one of the most wicked weapons in the game. But to be honest, this weapon only works fully modded. If you want to go to high level without investing in a weapon, you will waste too much ammo and do very little damage. Wow, a mod. Okay, it's done.
Excellent work. We'll interrogate the captive back at base. Your part is done here, Tenno.
Ember, it's better show his abilities in survival, but because survival take too much time, so I decided to do a tower tree capture. But this is a very simple mission. I complicate things a bit because I wasn't seeing that my ammo, so I ended up without ammo and with tough enemies to take down. But I like the changes done in her. I think she's now very balanced to go against any faction, not only infested. But this is a matter of opinion. I think each of us have our own. So okay, this is done. Thanks for watching. Until the next video, see you around.